that was a good segue into what I'm about to talk about, talking about relationships and building relationships with people. Mission Connect is a ministry about relationships. I'm from Rockaway Reformed Church in White House Station, and a little bit about how Mission Connect got started is one of our members, Scarlett Gorton, I don't know how many of you know Scarlett Gorton, was in seminary, and she was in an urban ministry class and had to develop a urban ministry project for her class, and she created Mission Connect. Her dream was to bridge the gap between suburban Christians and people who live in our urban centers who struggle with poverty. What that kind of morphed into over the course of a couple of years, she brought it back to Rockaway. She got a number of us excited about it. 4 women came together and decided to run with this dream. And we discovered that there is a gap between suburbia and urban centers, but there's also a gap between people in Hunterdon County, where I'm from, in the suburban area, and people in their own community who live without the resources they need to survive in that community. People who live at or below the poverty level. So Mission Connect became about trying to figure out how we can develop relationships between those of us who have enough and those of us who don't, right in our own communities. So we got very serious about this. We actually became incorporated, and we got 501c3 designation through the federal government so that we are tax deductible and a valid nonprofit agency. And what our mission is to recruit and train compassionate Christian individuals who desire to have a relationship with somebody from a different socioeconomic level, usually lower, and become a mentor to those people. We targeted families for the individuals that we wanted to serve. In Hunterdon County, we have Interfaith Hospitality Network, and I know that here at Ocean Community that you're looking at that in this county, where individuals who are homeless in our county live in the churches, and they go from week to week to a different church where they're housed, they're fed at night, and they're housed, they sleep there for the week. And that agency helps to find them housing. Mission Connect gets referrals from Interfaith of these families that are on their own in their apartment after being homeless. And the first year of being homeless is the most dangerous to become homeless again, because you're just starting out, you're a little shaky, you're trying to pull your resources together. So we, on the other side of it, we recruit individuals who want to be mentors, and we train them. We have about an 8 to 10 hour training, and we train these individuals, and we form them into teams actually. It's not a one-to-one mentoring, it's a team of 2 or 3 individuals. Our original idea was to have them from the same church, although as it's taken its course, we just kind of pull people together who are interested in this mission, and they become a team. And we match them with a family who is just out on their own, right out of the homeless program in their apartment. We train the mentors in, first of all, in poverty. We educate them about poverty. Hunterdon County, I don't know about here, I think it's probably maybe a little more obvious. In Hunterdon County, it's very hard to see the poverty. It's a rich county. It's one of the richest counties in the country, I think. But it's there. So we do educate as to the poverty level in the county and in New Jersey, and what the issues that individuals struggle with who don't have enough resources to live in their communities. So we educate them. We also talk to them about what it means to be a team, what it means to connect together as a team with this common goal. We talk about communication. We train and talk about having boundaries so that you don't get pulled into something that you don't want to get pulled into, that you are helping and walking with your family, not doing for your family, that you're mentoring. And we also educate our volunteer mentors in the resources that are available in the community that the families can access. Many of the families already have access to some of the resources, but there's many more that aren't really advertised, that aren't just very obvious what they are, and so we help our volunteers to find out what those are, and so when a need arises, they kind of can help direct the family. We also train our mentors in how to help somebody set goals, how to help somebody problem solve, how to, again, not do for the family what they can do for themselves, but work with them and help them to meet the goals that they have set for themselves. So then we match a team, 2 or 3 people, with a family, and basically the relationship kind of just develops. Every single match we've made, the relationship has been different. Sometimes the family is very guarded and is interested in a lot of face-to-face contact, so most of the contact is phone calls or sometimes email, letters, with as much face-to-face as they can handle. Other times the team is, either one or more members of the team is seeing the family on a weekly basis. So everything is different, and we tell the teams that let what happens, happens. And we ask the teams to commit for a year, if possible, for that relationship. Our matches haven't all lasted a year. Sometimes either party either moves away or things get crazy, the family moves out of the county or whatever. So throughout the course of the year, we provide training and additional training and support to our mentors. We pull them together. Our goal is 4 times a year. I think we're at 3 times a year right now. Pull them together so they can talk about their experiences with each other, share stories, successes, difficulties, kind of get some help and feedback from each other, as well as we bring in a speaker from a certain agency in the county that just provide information. We've had our Women's Crisis Center come in and talk to us about domestic violence, and we've had the local halfway house counselor come in and talk about drug and alcohol addiction, just some of the issues that might arise that the families maybe didn't have at the start, or they become apparent. So we want our volunteers to know what the help is. We don't ask them to solve or even maybe deal directly with some of these problems, but know where to go to direct the family, or even just to get their own information. What we've discovered is that people are changed. Volunteers are changed. Our mentors are changed by the relationships that they develop with these families. And the families are changed. There's somebody that sometimes it's just will come and sit and talk. Sit and talk, and not demanding anything of them, just wanted to be there, just want to be support. Somebody who's available at 10:30 at night to take a mother with her young son to the hospital because he's got a rash. Someone who's just available. And so people have been changed, and the 4 of us who started this ministry have also been changed by the volunteers that we meet, that people that are interested in mentoring, and the depth of their compassion and interest in just helping those who don't have what we have. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. I do have an hour-and-a-half presentation that I could do, but I won't. That's part of our orientation. But we just want you to know what opportunities are out there. We fit in, again, like I said at the beginning, that continuum of care that low-income families are a part of, from being hungry and homeless to getting food at a food pantry and finding housing through an interfaith program and eventually affordable housing. And then, so that's where we fit, where now they're kind of on their own again, but you can't just walk away and abandon them and know that it's going to be successful. We don't know that. So this is just another thing. If they're interested, again, that's the other thing too, I didn't mention that. The family is invited to participate, but it's completely voluntary. There's no strings attached. There's no resources attached to any of it. It's a completely voluntary option on their part. And so that's where we fit. And actually in Hunterdon County, we're kind of networking with a lot of the different social service agencies, so they know what we do, and we can kind of fit into the care that is available to low-income families. So that's Mission Connect. Anybody have any questions? Okay.
But Debbie, if somebody was interested in starting something like that in their church, is there a website, or is it still too new for that? Or?
Well, we do have a website, and it's not on my brochure because it's an old brochure. We have a new website. The website is missionconnectmentors.org, and it's actually through Rockaway Reformed Church. There's a link to it, to Mission Connect. And it's just basic information. We recently have hired a program consultant, kind of a director, who is just up and running, and she's going to help us network and market the services that we have. Our biggest obstacle is recruiting volunteers, getting the word out, letting people know that this is out there for them, and getting people to come and listen and hear about a way that we can contribute to making changes in our community and in people's lives, in our own lives.
You might have said when I was in the room, how many hours do most of the volunteers put in to the ministry in a typical week? The mentors?
Yeah, I don't know if I can answer that directly. It varies based on what the family's needs happen to be throughout the year. Having a team of 2 or 3 allows for, if one person on the team happens to have, something happens in their life or their load's especially heavy, there's always at least 1 or 2 other people who can answer a need. We ask volunteers to try to stay weekly contact with their family. Sometimes that's just a phone call. Sometimes it's going over to see them. Sometimes it's meeting them for coffee. Sometimes it's helping them move. So many things. So I get concerned if there's not any contact for at least a month. It's like, okay, we need to help. Mission Connect will always come along and help a mentor team that's struggling with contact, or a family that's not real sure that they really like this. We try to communicate with both sides. So if people are interested in this type of ministry, right now we are kind of focused on Hunterdon County. We're expanding out to Somerset County. Again, we're growing. We're quite small. This is our 3rd year of operation. Currently we have 4 teams operating. I think we've had a total of, in the 3 years, 10 or 11 that have either completed, and people will re-up. Mentors will agree to be matched to another family. And some won't. They'll decide that I can't right now, maybe again later. But a lot of times they'll keep coming to our gatherings, the mentor gatherings, just to stay in touch with what we're doing and try to support in that way. So, any other questions? Okay, missionconnectmentors.org.
I don't know if you mentioned or not, how do the families get picked to be part of this program?
The families are referred. We have 2 agencies right now we currently partner with in Hunterdon County. One is IHN, Interfaith Hospitality Network. The new one we're now partnering with is SAFE in Hunterdon, which is our Women's Crisis Service. And so those agencies will screen a family and refer them to us. And then we'll pick up from there, and we will visit with the family, kind of do our own assessment and talk to them about what we do and see if they're interested. With the women from the Crisis Center, it's a little different relationship because those women are confidential. There's a lot of confidentiality issues. And so their volunteers are from their pool of volunteers, and we're adding our own mentoring training and trying to develop. That relationship is a little cloudy right now as to what our role is going to be. But always referrals. We also have had a referral. Our local welfare director knows about us right in White House Station where I live, and she's referred a couple families to us that we've partnered with. So, all right. Thank you very much.